Slow mode. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Edit and stream. Go. I wonder if this is on. Oh, I don't think so. What is this? Share screen? Share. What's this? Timestamps. Participants. Oh, Nikki says it's on. Am I live? Maya says hi. I must be. Can you hear me talking? Yap, yap, yap. Can you hear me talking? Oh my, Nikki Shorts. Hey, this is cool. Wow. Okay. I really wasn't planning to go live. I was just looking at the YouTube live to see if, hi, Joan Perkins. I was just looking to see if I could go live right from YouTube. Usually when I go live, it's not very often, but I go live on StreamYard. But I've been thinking that I want to go live more often and not just make just dead videos. I guess no, they wouldn't be dead, would they? If you're not live, whatever is opposite of live. And so I thought Mandy Jane, hi. You guys, you're amazing. Okay, I wasn't sure if how exactly that it worked for YouTube. And so I was just playing on it to see if it would be simple to use. And it looks like it is simple to use. So that's very interesting. What are you all doing this evening? Well, right now it's evening here. It's almost 7:30. And are you all doing it? And I'm still playing with my embroidery. What do you call that? Free form embroidery. That's what I'm working on. And so, and that's what I've been doing mostly lately is just free form embroidery. And I'm enjoying that so much. And there's Evie Deskins. Hi, Evie. Oh my goodness. See, there's some names here I don't recognize, but then I recognize some that I do recognize. And so, and Evie, I do recognize Evie for sure. And so, and I oh, and there is Bernice. Hi, is Bernice. So this is cool. You know what? I'm thinking I do want to go live more often, and and the reason being is because I get a lot of questions in my comments, and then sometimes I have time to answer questions, but sometimes I don't have time. I don't have time, or I think, okay, I'll get it. Mandy Jane's eating popcorn. That would have went well with my supper. We had hot dogs. I was so excited when my daughter-in-law said, I'm gonna fix hot dogs for dinner. I said, I'm excited because I just love hot dogs. I know I shouldn't because they're not good. And so, well, thank you, Joan Perkins. She says that I always make her smile. I like to smile myself. And I have to be honest and say that I'm not always smiling, but it seems like when I get on with y'all, when I'm making a video, I just feel like smiling. And so, yeah, but like I said, I get a lot of questions. What I should do is what I thank you and Anicia. Anisia. Ansia. Well, I'm going to butcher your name probably, but that's close enough. And so I'm happy you found my channel too. Thank you so much. But what, Anisia? Okay, thank you, Anisia. That's pretty. Anisa. Okay, that's pretty. That's pretty. Anisha. She just said it was Anisa. She didn't say Sha. She said Sa. I gotta write that down. You know why I gotta write that down? Is because we're expecting, me and Papa, we're expecting, we're expecting another grandchild in August. And we don't know yet if we're going to be grandmas or grandpas or whatever, because we don't know if it's going to be a boy baby or a girl baby. But I did hear though that it was going to be that this generation in 2025 is going to be the beta generation. And so, but I'm going to write that name down because I like that name, and I might ask, put that on that list. We're making a list of boys and girls names now. And I like that. That's different. And they're looking for names that are different. They don't want just the same old names, Tom and Dick and Jane, who all read them books in elementary school. And there's plans and procrastinations. And so glad to see you here, Miss Kansas. You know what, Miss Kansas? I'm going to try and go live a little bit more often. And maybe if I could pick a eat one evening a week, or something, and to go live. And what I want to do though is, because I get a lot of questions now in the comments, and and sometimes I answer them, but I don't know if people actually see when I comment on the comments. And so I want to. There's song bits. There's Laura. Now see, Laura, weren't you? Songbits, Laura, weren't you up at Stacy's house once when she had a sleepover or something over there? It seems like I remember you being there. I was named after Innocent Jones, Buffy on A Family Affair. She was Buffy. Oh, for cute. I remember uh, Family Affair. That was one of my favorite shows to watch back in the day. Okay, Laura, that was you. I thought that was you up there because it looked like y'all had so much fun. I was watching from afar, and it looked like y'all had so much fun up there at Stacy's house. Now she's moving again. I guess she sold her house and she's moving somewhere else. Yes, Diana Connor. Yeah, see, I only knew that little girl is Buffy. I didn't know that she had like a real name. Halloween weekend singing. It was fun. Oh, that's right. And then you had the cops called on y'all for noise disturbance or something like that. Didn't it? Or was it just the neighbors was complaining? Maybe it was. I just thought, oh, how silly that somebody would be complaining about y'all singing. That's right. Yeah, they had a retreat up at Stacy Pink Poodle, the Pink Poodle people. They had a retreat. It's been a couple years ago, hasn't it been? And so, and they was a singing. They was singing karaoke out by the pool. And I guess some of the neighbors just didn't like it. There's got to be somebody always. Yeah. Oh, Family Affair is on Hulu. Yep. Yeah, you guys was two lots. I'm glad you all didn't end up in the big house. The big house. I'm glad you didn't end up there. Yeah. But you guys did settle down pretty quickly, and then I guess you all just moved on to crafting instead. But that was fun to watch. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Maybe she'll do another retreat once she gets moved to her new house. She's going to another state, I think she said. Didn't she say that? Do you know if she's going to another state? I don't remember. So anyhow, yeah. But anyhow, lately, this what I am loving now is working with wool. Period. I love working with wool. And Illinois still a church? Are you saying that Stacy is moving to a church in Illinois? No, you're not saying that, I don't think. Donna Hoskins, hi. Busy night here designing a border for my son's quilt. Repaired my mom's foyer table. Son programmed my new garage door opener. Other son traded his truck for a Jeep. Oh my goodness, your family's hopping. My daughter just bought a house and she already had to call somebody to come and see if they could do something with her garage door. And they told her, you actually need a whole new garage door. So, but that's, it's an old house. It's new to her, but it's an old house. So she said she'll just save up until she has enough to get a new garage door. Oh, okay. So, Laura, you've seen the house? She showed pictures of the house? That is cool. And now Donna's waiting for her grandsons to come home. So the roller coaster ride of the day isn't even over yet. I just love it when the grandkids, my two grandchildren that live here, they went over to their other grandma's house. I don't know why I'm holding my head up like this, waiting for the sun to rise or something. But they went over to Gigi's, their other grandma, so they could swim in the pool a little while before they go to bed. Which we don't have a pool here. Well, we have this little bitty blue plastic kiddie pool. The kids have fun in there. Today they were playing in there with filling up water balloons and just playing in just a little bit of water. And so they was having fun with that. And so, but then they like to go over to Gigi's house because she's got a big old fancy house with a big old fancy pool, and we don't have anything very fancy over here. Except they're all grandma. That's me. I'm all fancy. And there is Susan Ernst. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see all of you. Oh, that's just amazing. And since I'm doing this without even really having a plan, what is today? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday or I know it's not the weekend. I know it was a school day, but anyhow, today is I think it's Wednesday. Wait a minute. I gotta look at my calendar. Today is the 12th, and the 12th is Wednesday. Okay, it's Wednesday. Okay, so I wonder if I was to try to do every Wednesday evening around this time or a little early, and that you a little earlier than that. That might be. I might think about that. And Mifty, oh Mifty. Every time I say your name, I want to sing. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth, my two front teeth. Because then that's if you don't have your two front teeth and you try to say Misty, then you would say Mifty. So that could be. Yes. I could imagine moving into an old church. Wouldn't that be awesome? But but I've watched a couple shows from these people that bought out west somewhere in Colorado or Wyoming or somewhere out there. They bought an old schoolhouse, a real old schoolhouse, and made it into their house. And that is just beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. But I mean to tell you, they could have, with what they've put into rebuild that schoolhouse. I mean, they've got like maps, the old pull down maps and chalkboards and everything in there. It is beautiful, and but I would expect the stuff that they put in there is probably more expensive than they would have, more than they spent, more than if they would have built a whole brand new castle from ground up. But still, I think it would be awesome to live in that old schoolhouse. And so now, do any of you all do embroidery? Do any of you all do like any kind of embroidery? You know, I I have never really done embroidery. But then I but I love doing slow stitching because I feel like slow stitching then doesn't have any like rules and regulations and rights or wrongs. And oh yes, you and can Kansas says I think it would be cool for you to do lives weekly. I miss the chatting when we watched Katrine. Now, Kansas, do you hear from Katrine at all much at all? I haven't heard from her, so I'm just curious as to how she's doing. She lives over there in Denmark, and gosh, I love the stuff she would make. And Joan says her first craft was embroidery. And Joan is 79. So you're in between me and Papa. I'm 75, Papa's 80. And so you're in between us. You're closer to Papa though. And so but I've never really done embroidery because I couldn't do it right. And so then when slow stitching, see, I never come up with anything myself. Um um oh, she was overcoming some health issues. Okay. I hope she's okay. I always wonder about her and her little kitty cats. But and Laura is trying to learn stitches. But then when slow stitching became a real thing, then I said, well, I can do that because there's no real rules. It's just putting threads here and there and everywhere. And well, then now I've I forgot I had this needle stuck in my dress. I guess I better not. I'll leave that there. I'll put that right here. Okay. And Evie's been embroidering for 50 years. It's kind of hard to be relaxed and do slow stitching. Oh, really? See, now I would think that slow stitching would be for everybody it's different. But for slow stitching, I would think that would be more relaxing because it's not got all the rules and stuff. But now I'm doing a cross stitch, but it's not a counted cross stitch. And that I don't mind that too much. But I will work on that for a little while and then I switch to something else. So that's why I've got 97 and a half things always going at one time. And so, but now I've learned, like in this here book that I had from in one of my Happy Meals that I just received recently was this here book that's buried underneath this stack right here. Ooh. And it's called Elegant Stitches, which is all um that's true, Laura. If we know the stitches, it is more relaxing. And I am learning now that once I got this book and I started really looking through the stitches in this book by Judith Baker Montano, I see that there's a lot of stitches I can do. And the way she shows them and explains them, it's much easier. And then I got to um, skipping my little fingers through the Sears and Roebuck. Well, it wasn't the Sears and Roebuck catalog; it was actually Amazon. And but I seen that this same lady had this book, and so how they let you look on when you're on Amazon, you can look through a few pages sometimes. And I looked through a few pages right there on the screen, and I said, "Oh, I got to have that in my life." And so I um I ordered the book, and I am so glad that I did because like right here, it's combining stitches. So and there are so many of the very normal stitches that people use, and you can take those normal stitches and you can switch them around and make them just a little bit different. And I believe that is what the author of this book did, because a lot of these stitches she has Montano in the name. So there might be a like here, Montano knot. So that must be something she just figured out on her own. So we can make our own little stitches up and we can write a book or 10. But I love looking through and seeing what she does, because you know what she's done too? And she's taken like cheesecloth. Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill Strickland. It's so good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. But she like you can dye like little bits of cheesecloth and then put that little bit of cheesecloth on your background and then just start stitching right over the cheesecloth. Put your embroidery stitches, and then you have free form embroidery. And it says right on the front of the book, transforming traditional stitches into fiber art. So then you have an art project that is all yours, because you're not copying anybody's pattern or you're not following anybody's directions. You're just doing. Oh, Donna just got new old frames for them and can't wait to put them back up on my wall. See there? Yeah. So, and then like I showed this in a video earlier, but this is just a small square, 6 by 6 square of wool, and I'm just working the stitches right on this wool. It's not in a frame or anything, but this wool was gifted to me. That was gifted to me. There was six 6 by 6 squares. She had bought them at Hobby Lobby is where she got these, and she sent them to me. And so I've taken the one now, and I started my tree. I'm not finished. It's going to have more to it, because all I have so far is the tree and then the shepherd's hook with the bird feeder there. And so that's what I've got so far. But I'm going to make this into an orange tree. It's going to have a little basket over here with oranges in the basket. And so that's what's going to happen on that one. And so, but I have found I just love doing anything with stitches. I love needles. Just put a, and I've got different things like on my, over here, I have this needle. It's got ribbon on it because I use the ribbons. And this needle has got yarn on it. And these are just, I got them over here stuck on a magnet. But you can use so many different things in, in when you're doing like this here on this one, it's just, what do they call that stitch, something where you actually stitch into the stitch you put it like a running stitch, you stitch into it and keep going, and then at the top just making some loops. It's like if you were going to do and she calls that something, and I don't remember what she calls it, but like if you're making the loops for a lazy daisy stitch, but just don't stitch it down with that top stitch and just let them poke up like that, then that's really, really pretty. Hi, Becky. Becky Weisbecker. Hello, and how are you? And thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. But and so like on this one so far, I've got ribbon, and here's ribbon. This is ribbon. And this is just embroidery floss. Hi, Peggy Wade. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Oh, I love your little cat in your little thingy. Made little flowers up there. And then this blue is ribbons and yarn for the little flowers on the rib. Then I decided to put a tree. I'm working on a tree. I don't have that tree in there yet, but I got a lot more to fill in to this tree. But I thought about putting the tree in there after I had this other stuff. So I'm working the tree up underneath the other up on the other pieces that are already in there. And then like somebody had just put in the comment, they said, well, why don't you just put some bird? And but you know, it would look good with birds up here. Or maybe if I well, I don't know if I'd put a moon in there or not, but if I put, you know, some birds flying in there, because this is just the way that is dyed, this wool is dyed. It just is almost looks like a sky. Yep, I think that would be so birds up here over the tree. I'm not going to have a whole lot of not a whole lot of greenery on the tree. A lot of the tree is going to show, but see, I get a lot of my inspiration from these books that I have. But there was one picture in this book. I do well with books with pictures because when you have a book with pictures, you can get such neat ideas. Like here on this tree, see that tree right there? It's not got any leaves on it, and it almost looks like it's dead. But look how pretty that one bird up in the sky. I think that's awesome. But there's the one tree I was looking at is what I want to kind of get my inspiration. I'll look at it some more and see how, but the leaves and stuff were like in little clumps here and there, and and but there is so much inspiration. Denise Rico did. I did make a quilt, and the blocks were all hand embroidered flowers. I stitched my way to Florida and back when my hubby and I drove down to see my grandma. Oh, how wonderful! Hi, Gail. There's Gail. Wow, what part of Florida did you go to? I'm a Florida person myself, in the central part kind of Florida. But I bet that is beautiful. A quilt with all the embroidered blocks. Boy, that will be pretty. You stitched your whole way to Florida and back. That's good. Stitch your way to Florida. But yeah, I've never stitched my way to Florida. I kind of am stuck in Florida. Oh, and Gail got her yo-yo comforter done. Very good. Oh gosh, Susan is mopping the floors. Oh, mopping the floors. Hmm, mopping the floors. I don't want to mop. You know, I don't mind mopping the floors though, because I like the floors right after they're mopped. Everything just looks so clean. Oh, see how this tree is? That's what I kind of wanted. Have that tree, and where you see the leaves are not filling up the tree like this here. The leaves pretty much fill up the tree. Well, I like the look of this one where the tree is not filled up with leaves. And so that's kind of what I want to do with this tree that I'm putting behind, because I get that tree going behind it, and And then I'll start adding the leaves. But it's going to be pretty much the trunk of the tree is going to be filled in here, and then the branches will just kind of go pretty much fill up here. And but right now I'm using this wad of string that I have, and then once I use up this whole piece, oops, it's all wrapped around in my headband, and then I'll pick out another piece because I don't think I have any more variegated of any kind of tree colors, and that's all I got left of this one. So once I use that, then I'll probably just get browns or grays or something and put in there. Robert Heights. This is Jill. Oh, you are Jill. I'm crocheting a spring and summer afghan. I still like to cover up at night because the AC can get cold. You know, I get cold nowadays. And I've got a crocheted blanket that was gifted to me. It's purple and white. It's like my favorite. And it is so warm, but I use that's one of my but I have four blankets I put on me in that my and I love my crocheted blankets the most, I think, because it's just so warm and soft. And so but I do get cold. And so in here in our room we don't run the air back here. We've got a couple fans going, and but we don't turn on the air conditioning because it gets so cold. Now in the middle of the summer, then maybe we will a little bit, but we go out into the rest of the house, and it's so cold out there. You could hang a side of beef out there, and it'd be fine. And Susan E finished a bathroom mat, single crocheting into the mesh material. Yes. And you have she's made a crocheted poncho. Jeffrey is doing very well. They just moved into their new house. It's now been tomorrow will be 2 weeks ago that they moved into their new house, and they come picked up Papa and I and brought us over the other day so we could go and see their house, and Jeffrey's they've rented for 10 years. They rented, and of course, you can't pound a nail in the wall. You can't paint. You can't do anything. If you're renting, you have to just, keep it in good shape. And so now they got their, now they have their own house. So which he's not pounding nails in the wall or anything yet, but they're so excited to have. But what is he's so excited about is that the new house is in walking distance to the library, and he loves going to the library. He says many times now, like next week is spring break for our kids. So he said, while his mom's at work, he'll probably go sit over at the library. And so that would be awesome. Let's see. Denise said her grandma had a trailer on a canal in Hudson. She was an excellent seamstress, and both my grams were knitters, so I got the love of sewing from them. In Hudson, I know right where you're talking about because they've got those canals there in Hudson going up to the beach, and it's really a nice place. And it's nice. And me and Papa, that's where we met, is at Hudson Beach all those years ago. I mean, we had been talking over the internet on chat ICQ. Anybody remember that? And we were chatting with each other. And then one day, I did. He got up on ICQ, and I had been on there. So he started chatting. I said, "Well, I'm not going to chat right now because I wanted to go down." I said, "I'm going to drive on down to the beach, and I'm going to just go watch the sunset. I just feel like getting out of the house." He goes, "Well, maybe I can meet you down there." Well, he lived over there in Lakeland at the time, which is like an hour away or longer. But sure enough, he come on over there, and we chatted till way into the night, and he's still here. Well, though he didn't stay that day, but yeah, yeah. You remember ICQ? Yep, ICQ. I think everybody was on there. And Donna says, "Have you done a Skeeter update?" Well, Skeeter's doing well. What they're doing now? Okay, Skeeter is my son who got shot in the leg by his dog. Yes, his dog shot him in the leg. But see, maybe my son has learned Maybe he's learned a little lesson, but my son he's just like a redneck hillbilly, lives out in the mountains with his family, and they live off grid. And but he always slept with his shotgun right near him. And I don't know why. I maybe a lion. He was worried about lions and tigers and bears. I don't know. And so he sleeps in the recliner chair, and he had the shotgun, laying on, I guess, leaning up or something. And yeah, that's what it said, was like, I seek you. And so he had that shotgun leaning up against the reclining chair, or maybe it was laying on the arm of the chair or something. And so then his dog always sleeps in his lap, which has got this 80-pound Rottweiler or something like that. And so the dog jumped up into and the safety was to where when the dog's foot hit the safety and then down to the trigger. So the dog was smart enough, the dog's a convicted felon, I'm sure by now, but he hit the safety, undid the safety, because it's an old gun, it's an old shotgun. And Skeeter said the safety, you could flip the safety off and hit the trigger almost in one fell swoop. And so it shot him right in the leg. Well, they had to bring the helicopter right up to his front yard to get him, to bring him down to trauma unit. But they tried for a few days just to try to see if they could save that leg, but they couldn't, and so they cut it off just above the knee. And so he has that. He's now, and that's been, oh gosh, about 4 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks. He's still in rehab. He's still in the rehab, and so the people that build the peg legs, whatever you call them, them things, I don't know. Now I'm seeing the word procrastination. That peg leg. It's just a peg leg. And hi, Angel Rose Designs. How are you? And prosthetic. Thank you. I don't know why that word just wasn't coming to me. He has to get the stump of his leg, which is just above the knee. It's still got, maybe they've taken the stitches out by now, I don't know. But they've got to shrink that. So there's a procedure they're doing right now to shrink that stump of a leg somehow. And so then the prosthetic will fit on, and he goes to therapy every day because he's got a kind of, I guess there's a lot to learn after you're missing a half of a leg. And so, because he said he's already fell out the bed, because he goes to get out the bed to go to the bathroom with the walker, of course. But then, where normally you would put that leg that's missing down, I guess he kind of sticks that leg down there, and it ain't there no more. But he can feel it there. That's funny, because his foot will itch and his foot's not even there. But anyhow, but he's doing good. He's got a good attitude, although he would really like to get the heck out of there and go home. But yeah, phantom feelings he's getting. So, but it's amazing. It's amazing how this has changed him from being he's one who, I don't like to talk mean about my children, but that boy was just a wreck. It I got the thing on here. They will see you if you come any further. Where's your pajamas? Boy, he needs to be wearing his pajamas. But anyway, I've been very good, Angel Rose. I've been very good. Thank you. And I don't even know what I was saying before he started coming in here in his underdrawers. Oh goodness. But oh, he likes to have a lot of pats on the back, and he he's kind of like a poor me kind of person. I don't know why. But now that this has happened to him, and he would think that I don't have that much longer to live because I'm sick. I'm not going to outlive. Just it's just my boy. I tell him always to quit doing that way. And yeah, Papa wants my attention. He's went to go put his jammies on, but now he's got like now that he has got to learn a whole kind of new way of walking and a talking or whatever. He's doing so much better. He says, "Man, now he wants to remind people about gun safety and that kind of thing." And so, now you look much better. Them skitties of yours, I'm telling you. Yeah, you can sit down on my visitor's chair if you'd like. There's my hubster right there. And so, anyhow, yeah. See, there he is.
Hi, y'all.
He's decent. So, yep. It's just him and me. Oh no, I guess Billy's here. Just Bianca and the girls. We, yeah, they went over to Bianca's mom's to go swimming, and and hmm, just lost every bit of train of my thought just now. My whole train just left. Okay, Diana says, look up stump work embroidery. I think you would love it. Is that another rabbit hole? Oh, just a minute. I'll write that down. Write that down. Where'd my piece of paper go? Oh, there it is. I'll write that down. And I am going to go look at that.
What'd you say?
Stump work. Stump. That made when I wrote that, I I I just envisioned the stitches that was in Skeeter's stump. I guess that's stump work. His stitches in his stump. Okay, I got that wrote down. And yes, Laura, he may have found his purpose now. This might be why he's still alive because he's got some problems. He does seriously have some pretty serious health problems. The main one is being what is his serious problem is his stomach is his stomach is paralyzed. Gastro something porosis or something like that. I don't know. Let me see. I gotta get Papa's medicine. Gastroparesis, and he's got that problem. So he's on like a very weird diet, and so he might you know whenever you do have an illness, I believe in your attitude. Your attitude will go a long way in the healing of whatever your problem is. And so, and actually, when he's telling me what he's eating over there in the rehab place, he's eating some stuff he wasn't eating at home or that he wasn't able to eat at home. And so it might be, a lot of illness. It can be, it's that mind over matter thing. And if you set your mind to doing well, like I was, and I have the diabetes, and I still have the diabetes, but I am on no medication anymore. I was on 2 medications and insulin injections. And I didn't want to do that. And so I just said, I'm gonna get off this medicine. And I am. I'm totally off of that medicine now. One, two, three, one more. And and I'm totally off of it. Although now for some reason my sugar seems to be going way low. I don't know why it wants to go low. I'm not on any medicine. And so okay, there it is, Papa. There's your little peels. There's your little peels. This one's for beauty. This one's for strength. This one's to keep you sexy. And this one's to keep you young. Okay, we got them. Yep. Okay, so there. You're welcome, sweet. Oh, he's got his little medicine every day, 8 o'clock. Well, it's a little bit after 8, but that's okay. Gail says some work embroidery is a technique that creates three-dimensional effects by building up embroidery stitches and materials like padding, wire, and beads to raise elements from the fabric surface. Okay, I may have done stump work and not even known I was doing stump work. It very well, because now some of the stitches that I have done in the past that I think maybe I just invented them and then I see them in a book. And so, no, I didn't invent them, but I think, and as I'm looking through these many, many stitches, like in this one book, does it say how many stitches are in this book? I don't know. It's got so many in there, but so many are very similar to another. And so, yeah, it doesn't say how many stitches are in here, but they is a lot of stitches. But and then I've noticed too that you might be in somebody's book and see a stitch, and then you go in somebody else's book and see the same stitch, but it's a different name or a different word. It's called something else. And so, and I guess that happens too. But I am going to look it up because if I'm going to, because I know that will give me more pictures, but I'm not going to look at Amazon at books. No, no more books. I just, I'm, you know, I'm one who, like this one book that I bought, I could have got it on my Kindle for free, or I could buy it. Well, I had to buy it. I had to get it. I have to have the book open in front of me, not just on a screen. I like if I'm reading a book, if I'm reading a book, um, I want to read it from a real book. I just, for some reason, don't enjoy as much reading from the Kindle books. Although I use my Kindle, and I do read from there too. Like if I'm looking up something like one thing I'd like to research a lot is different religions and beliefs. And so, but those I don't buy books for them. Those I do go and I just research online and I find information that way. And so, but I like my books. I like to have it's when it's a learn. I don't buy novels or things like that. I buy books that I can learn something from. And so, and there was like one of I was learning at one time. I was learning crow knit. I had bought a book, and it was crow knit, and it's double ended hook, and you crochet with two different colors of yarn, two different skeins of yarn at the same time, alternating from one end of the hook to the other. And then Gail was the one that told me, she goes, "Oh, well, that's like Tunisian crochet." And I thought, I don't think so. So I had to look up Tunisian crochet. And the stitching is exactly like Tunisian. But the only difference between the Tunisian crochet and the crow knit is that the Tunisian has a stopper at the end of the hook, and the crow knit has a hook on both ends. And so, yes, they're very, very similar. So there's a lot of things that are very similar, but they've got a different name. And so, and there might be even more names than that. And just like the one stitch that we call a running stitch is also called a borrow stitch, also called, I think, a cantha stitch. They're all the same, just in and out, in and out. But depending on what you're working on, is where it might be a different stitch. But I'm going to look up stump work because now that I'm really getting into the um, how fast I forget words and I have to look back. Freeform embroidery. Now that I'm really looking into this freeform embroidery, it's I'm seeing, oh my gosh, it's almost like a mixed media, like we use mixed media in all kind of paper crafting and paintings and using different things. It's the same thing, except it's just not wet. It's not paper. It's just fabrics and I love wool now. I love using wool. And so putting the wool together with embroidery and and those kind of things, oh my gosh, the things we can come up with. And so and I just started doing the punch needle. Well, I can't say I just started because I did do punch needle embroidery. Gosh, I think it was in the 70s. But all I did it on was on the backs of denim jackets. We were all wearing those old denim jackets at the time. And I was doing it on that. Well, then it completely left me, after I did that. And just like the what's this stuff? That stuff right there. Macrame. I did that many, many years ago. But I completely forgot, or not really, it just left me. I didn't do that for a long time. And so then I had to relearn it over again. But when I was doing macrame, all the macrame was just a few little wall hangings, but mostly plant hangers. And so now there is so many different things you can do with macrame. And so there's a lot of jewelry, so many things. And I just oh, thank you, Kansas. Thank you. And so, yeah, I am Gail. I am enjoying all kinds of needlework and fiber art. I don't have the space really anymore to do a lot of painting and things. Although my son, well, he might have did it already today. He's going to put. We have a glass top yard table, like a picnic table, but it's in the way back there. He's going to bring it up close by the house. And like next week is spring break for the kids. And so Aria and I are going to do a lot. I've got a lot of this here. I got a lot of this felted wool from a subscriber. She sent a whole bunch of this to me. It's a whole coat that she bought and took apart, and she shrunk it and washed it in hot water to shrink it for me and send it to me. But this color, it's this color, and I want to see what I can do about dyeing it. And so I'm going to use I spray inks for one thing, but I also want to look at natural dyeing too to see what all I can come up with for natural things too. So I'll look into that. But I got a lot of spray inks and stuff that I had when I was doing all the paper. And so thank you. Look at there. Sheila gave me 5 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Okay, I totally covered the back of my first husband's denim shirt with a forest scene. I remember those days well. Yeah, yeah. And at that time, and I can remember when when I was doing the punch needle embroidery way back then, there was a special thread. Even we didn't use embroidery floss. I didn't anyway. It was this almost a wool feeling thread that we used, and it was fine, and the needle was fine. But now you can get the punch needles in all different sizes, and you can punch anything near about it. And so I'm beginning to think that I'm getting a little. I drink a lot of water, but I use this squirt stuff, give me a little flavor, but I don't put very much in there, just enough to give it a tiny bit of flavor. And so, and I'm when my I always look like I'm frowning. Now, if I go and get some kind of polyfill or something in there, people talk about getting fillers in their face. No, I'm not going to go get no fillers in my face. I'm going to have to deal with my frown lines. My mother did tell me if you keep frowning, your face is going to freeze like that. Well, it did. My husband was a trucker. I embroidered the logos from his hat collection on a quilt. I think the owner of the company kept it when he left. Oh, oh, that must have been an awesome quilt. Yup, that had to have been awesome to have all that on a quilt. That would have been awesome. Oh goodness, how long have I been on here? I've been almost an hour of this here unplanned live stream. But you know, guys, girls, ladies, um, I think I might plan to come on live once a week. I'm gonna try that. Every time I plan something, it never works. But I'm gonna try that. And so I'm gonna write this on my calendar. This is my calendar. And today is the 12th. So I'm going to write down on the 19th, I'm going to go live. And I think I'm going to say 6 o'clock my time. 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. I put ET. Okay. And so I'm going to try to do that. And and see how that works. If I never know how I'm gonna, and I might just get on there even if I don't feel like it. Hi, Min. So good to see you. Hi, Kathy. My son is doing very well, thank you. Yes, he's doing very well. He's still up there in the rehab, but they're working on building him a leg, and they'll teach him how to use that before they turn him loose. Yesterday was their anniversary. Him and his wife's anniversary. Was that yesterday? No, that was Sunday. Was their anniversary, and so the people at the rehab had them a little happy anniversary get together. So that was nice. And so yeah, I'm going to try and do that, Peggy. Do a regular live, and I'll do that. And I'm going to try and do it each Wednesday. We're going to give that a try because I really do want to do a live stream. And what I'm going to do too, when before I go live, when I go through my comments and there's a question in the comments, I'm going to write down them questions in the comments, and then when I go on my lives on Wednesdays, then I can put an answer to those questions if I do have an answer. And so that's what I'm planning to do. That's what I will plan to do. I just got that plan in my head just this minute, but and thank you. Well, thank you, Donna, and all of you for coming. I mean, to tell you, it says that there's 42 people. It says there's 42 people watching right at this very minute, and so I appreciate you guys so much. And I mean, my life has not been a bed of roses, and if some of you might have noticed that on my regular channel, I have put in a couple of videos that are for members only. And what those videos I'm putting up there, because they have nothing to do with crafting, they are just only going to be like my personal diary. Sometimes I need to just talk to people. Sometimes I just need to get something off of my chest. Sometimes I need to just complain and grump and tell you how my family needs to go somewhere. No, they don't really. I love my family so much. My family to me is amazing. I just wish they get along better with each other. That's what I wish. Next time, maybe I'll put some lipstick on and everything. Little blush here, little eyebrows. No, I don't know what I'll do. I'll wear a wig. I got me some real pretty wigs. Oh, you wait. I ordered me a couple of wigs. This one, you're gonna love it, and I'm gonna wear it too. You know what it is? It's a crocheted like a hat, but then it's got this yarn hair, and in the yarn hair they got these sponge rollers in it. So it's like this gray hat and all these sponge rollers in it. And I said, seen that, and I said, I love it. I love it. I said, I'm gonna order me that their hat in so and then I can see how it's made. I can make me some more different colors with hair rollers up on in it. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you all. I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make, keep you safe and keep you serene, keep you happy, healthy, and humble. And by all means, every one of you remember, no matter how crummy today might be, tomorrow's a new day. So stay another day. One more, just one more. And then tomorrow, rethink it all tomorrow and then stay another day. Okay. And thank you for coming. I'm going to close up shop. And that might be how long I even leave my lives going is for like about an hour because I can't really sit more than an hour at a time. Now I can't even find my mouse to turn this thing off. Where the heck? Did I knock it in the floor? No. Well, where's my mouse? Hmm. Well, maybe if I had a cat, the cat could go find my mouse. Did I drop it in the floor? Oh, I can't find my mouse. I can't turn nothing off without my mouse. Well, I've been picking stuff up and putting it down, and I must have put something down on top of my mouse. I might be here another hour looking for the mouse. Okay. Well, geez. Where is my mouse? It has to be in the floor. I must have knocked it in the floor. I don't see it down here. But then you never know. Papa, I can't find my mouse. Do you see it down there anywhere? Like in the floor? Do you see it up here somewhere? Do you see it? It was in the floor. Oh, and there's even the back. The back's not on it. No, look, see the thingy's not on it. The front top's not on it. Do you see another part of my mouse is missing? Papa's finding it. Oh, Papa's still finding it. Okay, what? Do you got it? Oh, that's my. Okay, you don't see it? Oh, okay, don't go. You just keep on. I'm holding. I don't know what I'm going to hold on to, but okay, we're still looking for the top of my mouse. It's black and it's about this big. It's a whole cover for it. It won't work without the top. It's okay because it won't. Let me see if I go like this. No, I don't. Oh wait, there's that cursor. I wonder if I go like. That's it. He found it. He found it. That's what was lost. Papa, I wouldn't trade you for a solid gold chicken. That's all that was missing. I would. Oh, and he found a doily. There's no telling what you found down there in my floor. Thanks, Papa. That's your hairbrush. You need to put that back in the bathroom. Okay. God bless you all, and thank you for coming. And now where's the thing? Okay, there it is. Okay. End.